People of the State of Michigan versus Claude Chambers. These are files 2023464 and 2023445. And Mr. Chambers is here again with his attorney, Mr. Bush, and Mr. Gabriel is the prosecutor. His case was set for status conference this morning, at which time we had gone through the plea offer. And the plea offer was that he would plead in file 2023464 to count one, possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine, a felony punishable by up to 20 years and or a fine of up to $25,000. And unless sentenced to more than 1 year in prison, the court shall impose license sanctions. The drug double was going to be dismissed. The 2 counts of R&O were going to be dismissed. The habitual offender third offense was going to be dismissed. And file 2023445 was going to be dismissed. His other 2 files, where he's represented by Mrs. Hines, would remain pending. He had entered a plea, and then when it got time for a factual basis, we could not establish a factual basis, and so we adjourned it for trial. And then in the meantime, Mr. Chambers thought about it, contacted Mr. Bush, and Mr. Bush indicated that Mr. Chambers does wish to proceed with a plea, and so we're here now for that. So Mr. Chambers, we're going to start all over. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
And are you on probation or parole right now?
No, sir.
So Mr. Gabriel, is the offer still the same as it was before?
It is, Your Honor. I would just like the record to reflect that that will leave 2 open files against Mr. Chambers that are not part of this plea agreement.
And I think we made that pretty clear, but you understand that this doesn't resolve all your cases, Mr. Chambers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Bush, is that accurate?
That is accurate, Judge.
All right. So Mr. Chambers, how do you plead to the charge contained in file 2023464, count 1, possession with intent to deliver the controlled substance methamphetamine?
Plead guilty, sir.
Okay. Now, has anyone promised you anything else to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you?
No, sir.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you're not going to have a trial of any kind if I accept your plea, and you'll be giving up all the rights that you'd have at trial. Those include the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proved guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that appear against you, to have the court order any witnesses you have for the defense to appear at trial, to remain silent during the trial and to not have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you want to testify.
Yes, sir.
You also understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal certain issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial. Further, any appeal from your conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea would be by application for leave and not by right. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we go back again to this issue, and it says that on August 28th of 2020, you were in the city of Three Rivers, the county of St. Joseph, in the state of Michigan. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that at that time, you did possess with the intent to deliver the controlled substance methamphetamine. Now, you had methamphetamine on you at the time, a rather a large amount of methamphetamine. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you intended to deliver it, share it with other people. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, when I talked to you earlier today, and we need to explain this for the record, you had said, no, you didn't mean to sell it to anybody else. You weren't going to give it to anybody else. But since then, you've talked to Mr. Bush. Did you talk to anybody else?
No, sir. Not
Okay.
regarding my case.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else talked to you, but you talked to Mr. Bush and you said, no, you didn't want to. You tell me, what were you confused about earlier?
Well, just basically the fact that my understanding was that the charge was delivered with intent to deliver, basically saying that I had methamphetamine and I was looking to sell it. I wasn't sure that sharing it with others is also a delivery with intent to possession with intent to deliver.
Okay, so you now understand that possession with intent to deliver means there's possession where it's for your own personal use, and there's possession with intent to deliver, which says you could either be selling it, sharing it, giving it out, but you weren't going to just consume it by yourself. It was too much to have by yourself. So you're indicating in this amount you intended to share it with others.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are counsel satisfied that a factual basis has been established by the defendant's statement of facts?
I am, Your Honor, but I guess in light of things, I would like the record to reflect that the lab report does show 29.8 grams of methamphetamine.
Did you say 29.8 or 9.8?
29.8.
29.8 grams, okay. Yes, quite a large amount.
So with that, I accept the plea, or I accept the factual basis.
I'm glad you accept the plea also, Mr. Bush.
There is a factual basis, Your Honor, and the 29.8 grams is accurate.
And are there any other, either counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements? We talked about the other thing, request for bond. I already denied that, but you did make your request as he had indicated, Mr. Bush. Any others that you're aware of?
There are none on behalf of the defendant at this time, Your Honor.
None on behalf of the prosecution, Your Honor.
Has the court now complied with the court rule?
The court has, Your Honor.
The rule has been complied with.
I find the plea made as accurate, understanding, and voluntary, and I also accept the plea agreement and the factual basis. So we'll set this for sentencing on July 23rd at 1:30, I think it is. 1. Okay, 1 o'clock. Mr. Chambers, please fill out that packet the deputy's going to give you and get that turned in as soon as possible so that we can get your pre-sentence report started. And then the Department of Corrections will be contacting you about an interview, and then we'll be ready to go on July 23rd. In the meantime, I don't know when Mrs. Hines' next status conferences are with her cases, but we'll proceed with this case and get those others on the track to proceed also. All right, thank you, Mr. Chambers, and that concludes it for today.
Excuse me. Can you put
Yes,
me and
sir.
Mr. Bush into a? Can you put me and Mr. Bush in a breakout room?
I'd love to, Mr. Chambers, but right now I've got other cases and the breakout room's not working in the Polycom right now. The IT department's got to get in there and fix it. So, okay. Mr. Bush, will you contact Mr. Chambers as soon as possible? He wants to talk to you about something else.
Yeah, I guess I'll try to speak with him this afternoon. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bush and Mr. Chambers. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Gary, for letting me speak
Thank
this
you,
in.
Mr. Bush.
Sure.